I've been reading a book about money, but it's not so much what the book is about that inspired me to try to make this recording, more about my attention span. I've only read probably about 30 pages, but constantly throughout my reading, I find myself taking breaks. Maybe I read a page, maybe I read a paragraph, but then I stop and I think about what I'm reading. And when I think about all that, I think about what it takes to pay attention and the overall attention span. I'm so used to things that are so intense that they carry me away. Similarly, or as it relates to a book, or maybe not even a book, maybe, I'm just thinking about important information overall. To be intensely immersed, or to have the ability to grab someone's attention and have them be immersed, it doesn't mean that it's important. And I made a video last night about going through a bookstore. And every time I turn the camera on, I can't gather my thoughts in an articulate way in order to express the concept that I'm trying to think about. But I keep seeing people, and I keep trying to analyze where they are in their life versus where I am. Not in a sense where one is better than the other, but I reflect on my journey and what it took for me to get to where I am. But that's not to say that I don't have further to go. I just know that I've come a long way. But on one hand, even though I've come a long way, I feel like I really haven't changed too much. I'm the same person, but not really. So when I look at these people and I think about where is their attention, where is your attention? Where is your focus? Is it on video games? Is it on social media? Is it on relationships? Is it on work? Is it on health? Are you constantly using substances to escape? What does it take for the mind to focus? What does it take for the individual to pay attention? More importantly, to pay attention to that which is important. And that is a journey. This is just a thought in progress, but I think of it like spirituality. I've said before, in my view, spirituality begins when you ask why. But not just any why. Spirituality begins when you're in the hospital bed at 2 o'clock in the morning and you don't know if you're going to be all right. Spirituality begins when you got fired from your job, or something of the sort. Now, I talk about language and how we define terms. Maybe the way in which I use the term spirituality is not in alignment with how you define it. And so therefore, my ability to effectively communicate this point might be compromised. But in the way that I use language, this is what makes sense to me. Because to me, spirituality, attention span, I'm just thinking of it as looking for a higher priority. Whatever that may be, which starts oftentimes in suffering. You know, my ancestors were not as fortunate as me to have iPhones and cars and internet and restaurants. You know, they had to exert a different type of suffering and labor and work to achieve the smallest rewards. But regardless of generation, era, time frame, we all have to pay attention. But because I think I'm dragging this on and I gotta end this soon because I have to go to work, I'll try to bring it back around to attention and focus. And what does it take to focus? We have to touch the fire. We have to go through it to find it, to convince ourselves to sit down. I think of a video I saw recently where David Goggins was saying in an interview that on his course, there's nobody waking him up, applauding him, telling him that he could do it. There's no dopamine chase. You have to find something higher to believe in, that throughout all circumstances, whatever the case may be, this is why you do it. This is why you pay attention. This is why you suffer. This is spirituality. Don't know if this video made sense, but I hope it did.